In this video, I'm going to show you how to beat sportsbook odds and turn their promotional bonuses into real withdrawable cash. It's extremely simple when you know how, but before we get started, I want to be completely clear. This video is not to glamorize gambling. I don't recommend taking risk. In fact, I believe in doing the complete opposite, which is why I'm going to show you not one, but 4 different math-based betting systems that you can start using straight away after watching. The reason they work is the same reason that casinos are worth billions. We're going to be flipping the house edge on its head with probability and math. Even the DraftKings CEO recently acknowledged its effectiveness when he said that players doing this aren't the ones that they want. And it doesn't matter which team or sport you're betting on, anyone can do it with a little know-how that I'm about to share. For those who don't know me, my name's Caan. I'm a professional sports trader in the UK. I've had a lot of experience with strategies like this over the last 10 years, so listen in while I share these data-driven approaches. Now, to do this effectively and quickly, I'm going to be using a piece of software to help me. It was created by a computer science graduate from Stanford who's already made $400,000 doing this over the last couple of years. So the 4 methods that I'm going to walk you through on screen here with a demo are simple arbitrage, a way of securing a profit no matter the result with a sportsbook; free bonus conversions, a way of turning sportsbooks, free plays, bonuses into withdrawable cash with minimum risk; exploiting middles, a simple loophole that will allow you a big upside for a very small downside cost to play; and finally, how to find value sportsbook odds. All of these are tried and tested methods that work and have worked for the last 10 years in UK and Europe with online sportsbooks, and now with the growth of online sports betting in the United States, you can exploit these too. So without waiting a second, then on to the very first method, simple arbitrage, the process of simultaneously placing 2 bets against each other with different providers to lock in a profit on a sports event before it even happens. Now, the main problems you're going to face with arbitrage betting is finding the open arbitrage bets between the different sportsbook providers. Fortunately, on screen here you can see OddsJam.com has got a piece of software that's basically going to do it for us. So if you look at the betting tools up the top here, we're going to go to the arbitrage tab, where you'll see that there's a whole list of different arbitrage opportunities that are open right now. So to walk you through this left to right on the screen, we've got a calculator button. I'll show you that in just a second. It's going to allow to do all the calculations for you. To the right there, you've got the margin, which is almost like the opposite of the VIG with a sportsbook that is available to us with this arbitrage opportunity, 2.99% in this instance. Date, time, event, sportsbook sits between, and then of course the market that we're betting on. So in this instance, you can see if we click the calculator, it's going to do the maths for us. Currently, the odds line between these 2 different providers is plus 115 minus 102. So if we put in our betting stake here, say, I don't know, $100, it populates these fields for us. Let's talk you through them. So from the left here, FoxBet plus 115 for $100 gives you a payout of $215. However, you stand to lose $100, which is why we place $108.56 on the opposing line with a different provider, giving us a payout of $215 also. This means the total stake between the 2 was $208.56, and the total potential payout on either outcome is $215. Take those off of each other and we're left with $6.44, a total profit of around about 3% or 2.99%. Now, some of you probably aren't that inspired by $6.44 profit off such a bet, but you've got to bear in mind you've got 2 options here. You can either up your stakes, you can look for different arbitrage opportunities because sometimes they are larger, or also you can take us into our second strategy, which is the free bet conversion. This is where people are making the most money as quickly as possible right now. So similar to arbitrage, you're basically looking for 2 sportsbook providers with a similar situation where they're offering you a promotional bonus. Prime example being FanDuel, sign up, deposit and bet $1,000 and they'll give you $1,000 risk free. So to convert this into withdrawable cash, we need to do a couple of things I'll now take you through on screen. Go to the loopholes tab on OddsJam and it will show you a list of selections whereby they qualify for low holds and conversion. So there's going to be 2 legs to doing this. First of all, you need to sign up, deposit your money, place your first bet, and we need to eliminate the risk on that bet. So for that bet, we're looking for the holds column here. You can see these are 0% holds, and that's because you basically place the bet on the two different alternate outcomes and they cancel each other completely. You lose absolutely nothing. Prime example here, top row being between these different providers, the sportsbooks there, you can see it's -1, 200 and plus 200. So you place your bets, you qualify for the promotional bonus, and now you need to repeat the entire process once more with the free play with one different exception. You're going to look to the conversions column here, and this is because depending on the odds range you get to keep a different percentage of the free play. So in this example here you can see that top selection is great for our holds portion of risk-free conversion here, but it's not so good for conversion because we're only going to get to keep 66.7% of the free play. So if I tap this column here, it will resort these different selections and give you the most efficient free play. Difference being there's a slightly different hold figure on that. You'll see that the odds are actually a lot larger on this, which is why you get to keep more of that free play. So tap the calculator button once more over there on OddsJam and it will show you exactly how to do this. So the free play amount, let's say $1,000 from FanDuel. You can see that you need this amount of liability in your alternate account to cover the bet. Obviously it is at larger odds, but it's totally worth it because you get to keep 86.96%, which is obviously $869 of that $1,000 sign up bonus. So just to stress what's happening here, you're covered for both outcomes. In one instance, your free play may win. If you lose your free play, then you make money on the alternate bet. Now, this gets really interesting when you consider how many sportsbooks online there are now, and there's more popping up all the time with huge bonus promotions. So there's the opportunity to bounce to one to the next, to the next, to the next, actually cashing in these free play bonuses, keeping the money for yourself. Pretty cool, right? If you think so, please don't forget to tap the like button down below, subscribe for future tips. I appreciate it. Thank you. So next, the third strategy that I'm going to show you is exploiting middles. So basically here we're looking for an opportunity where we won't win every single time like the last two strategies there, but we will win a lot more on the occasion that this comes in. The cost to do it is very low, as you'll see in just a second. So heading back over to OddsJam under betting tools, we're going to head to middles, and what this is going to show us is a list of selections where there's two slightly different markets at very similar odds that we're going to be able to match against each other and win both bets if a certain thing happens. So an example here on the screen, it shows you 1.42% on this, the date, time, and what it's between. But notice under the market here, it says first half total points. You've got over 22 or under 22.5. So we place two bets against each other between the two different providers there, which will effectively cancel each other out, costing us 1.42% of our overall stakes. However, if the 22 points is scored exactly, we win both bets. If we go to the calculator here to show you what I mean, stakes, put 100 in there for example's sake once more. First half total points over 22, we win 241 bucks if that should happen. On the other hand, if there's under 22.5, we also win 241. Total stake being 237.57, which is of course these two stakes together. However, if we should land on 22 points, then we win $241 no matter what happens. The downside being, if that doesn't happen, it costs us $3.43 to place this middles bet. Now, one of the issues with this style of betting is keeping track of where your money is, because you're depositing money into different sportsbook accounts, you're betting against each other, it's moving back and forth, and it can become quite confusing if you don't keep track. So looking at the top here on OddsJam, they've got it covered once more. If you look at that tab there, Bet Tracker, you can input all of your different individual bets with the providers via drop-down lists and keep track of where your money is in real time. Now, if we move on to the fourth and final strategy, which doesn't actually require you to bet between different providers against each other, which is finding positive expected value bets. Now, to do this once more, we're going to go up to the betting tools tab and go positive EV there, where it will give us a list once more. This can get quite heavy and quite complicated to understand very quickly, so I'm going to keep it as simple and as light as I possibly can for this video. Maybe I'll do future videos explaining more in depth, but basically what you've got here is a list of selections where their price is larger than their implied chance of happening. So for example, if two teams are playing against each other in a sport and they both have 50% chance, the price should be neutral at 100. But what OddsJam is doing here is identifying bets that have a probable chance of something that is lower than they are currently being offered. So for example here, you can see 31.49% is the margin available on this bet as calculated by the OddsJam software. Effectively, they're showing you where you can beat the line. Now, one thing to bear in mind with this, variance is going to be a lot higher. So you're going to see highs and lows in your profit and loss. You're going to need a larger bankroll to sustain it over the longer period. However, betting at a positive expected value will mean that you come out over the longer term. It's basic maths. It's certainly worth pursuing, and also you could potentially stake larger with this system, although I would advise that people pursue the previous 3 betting systems as they have far lower risk, as we've previously shown. Now, there is a downside to using these 4 methods that I just have to mention. These systems will work into the future, no question about it. However, this is advantage play, and it's highly likely that the sportsbooks will eventually reduce the bonus amounts, increase the requirements to get the bonuses, and possibly also tighten up their odds. So your opportunity is right now. It's a unique time in the United States to exploit these systems as much as you possibly can before they start banning and restricting winning sports betting accounts online. It looks like DraftKings are already going to go down that route from something that was previously mentioned in this video at the top here. Check it out now. Also, we've got an interview from OddsJam's founder down the bottom there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video.